How many calories should you eat to lose weight? Well, this week I'm going to talk about how to work that out. So stay tuned and you might bloody learn something. I bet you all thought I was going to go straight in and say achieve a calorie deficit. Well, I'm not, because I've said it probably 72 other times since I've been doing these videos. What I am going to tell you is to break down really simply how you can work out what your calories are going to be. So before I do that, I'm going to tell you all off for last week. I put a video up asking you to drop into the comments what you've tracked for a day, and I'll tell you what you can do to improve it. You're obviously all spot on and you don't need any help. No, seriously, I get it. I'm only a small channel. I'm not going to get a lot of comments. I have had some comments and thank you very much for them. We had one guy saying that he's only losing £1 a week and asking me what my average loss was. Well, I'm 72 weeks in. My total loss is just over £70. Doesn't take a genius to work out that my average loss therefore must be £1 a week, but we know it's not like that. In the early days, I was losing anything up to £7 some weeks, but I would say I was hitting an average of £3. Towards the end, I'm lucky if I get £0.5. But enough of that, let's go back to working out your calories. There's loads of paid for plans that will work it out for you and tell you how to work it out, and that's all part of giving some charlatan, for want of a better word, some money. Here, we're never going to ask you for money to tell you stuff you can find out for yourself, and I'm never going to ask you for money to pass on stuff I know. The way you do it is you have to, first of all, work out your TDEE. Now, to understand why this is important, we need to know what your BMR is. Do not confuse it with BMI. Yeah, the BMI index in the UK is a load of claptrap dreamt up by doctors to make us think we're all fat. Right, but we won't go there. But essentially, your BMR is your basal is your basal metabolic rate. And that is the amount of calories you need to survive, sit, walk, get around. Very, very basic. And there's a formula for working that out, but why bother? There's plenty of free calculators online. And from there, you get to work out what your TDEE is, which is your total daily energy expenditure. So you go to the computer, you enter it all in, and it comes up with a figure. Now that figure for TDEE is based on what you've told them your exercise level is. So if you walk to the shops once a week and walk the dog twice a week, you are not very active. So don't lie to it. If you go to the gym and work out every night and everything else, you are very active. So tell it the truth. There's no such thing as a guaranteed. Most of us that need to lose a load of weight are probably not in the very active category. They say sedentary. That's someone who's got an office job and moves around a bit. That's what you are. It's not rocket science. So anyway, from that gives you a figure. Now, my figure is 2150, and that figure keeps coming down the more weight you lose. It used to allow me something like 2300. Now, my BMR is 1821. So that's saying that the figure between my BMR and my TDEE is 2150 based on my normal activity. Now, if you were to eat at your BMR, you would lose weight. Now, you'd only be hitting a 300 deficit. The reality is, if you want to lose weight with any degree of certainty, you want to come below that. Now, the best way to work out what your best calorie intake is to track a day that you think you're doing okay, but possibly give a bit of consideration to protein level if you're doing any form of working out. They say about 1.5 grams of protein for every kilo of your body weight. And so for me, my minimum recommended protein intake according to my FitnessPal is about 90 grams. I'm currently targeting about 120. Now, the way to get that in with low calorie is to eat nutrient dense foods, leaning towards high protein foods, like, unless you're a vegetarian, meats, pulses, eggs, that sort of thing. So you've got this figure. Now, I know from experience, I can eat well on as low as 1,200 a day, but you're not going to be able to sustain that for long. But that would be a good place to start in your first couple of weeks, because then you've got somewhere to move from. So I personally, with a TDEE of 2150, a BMR of 1800, I target about 1600. And here's the rub. If you actually achieve that and maintain it, you will lose weight. It's not rocket science. God, I love saying that. So how have I done this week? Well, I've lost a pound. My deficit for the week was 3,500, which meant I ate 3,500 below my TDEE. So therefore, I will have obviously gone a bit below my BMR as well. And my daily average was 1650. I'm happy with that. And at this point in my journey, to be losing a pound a week is good progress. So let's go back to talking to me. Please, please, please have a go at working out what you ate today. Let me know in the comments, and I'll have a go at telling you how you can fine tune that to come close, to give yourself a larger deficit. As far as my life goes, when you get this, I'm going to be in a car on my way to the Isle of Wight Festival. So the follow-on video might be a little bit of, you know what, you shouldn't eat a burger, but when all they've got is burgers, you're going to eat the burger. And you've got to build that into your diet program as well, but not eat the burgers every day. Well, I'm going to eat burgers for 5 days solid, and I'm going to love it. We'll see you soon if I survive the festival. Do comment, and I'm happy with that.